Welcome back, YCN Sports Talk. Jeremy Stout, Andrew Zerhide, one final segment. And before we get to our picks, we'll get a little NFL draft recap. We talked last week, the Patriots not having a lot of picks. They traded a lot of them away.
Right. 4
players, of course. Then during the draft, they trade a pick and move up, move back. They did a little bit of maneuvering, not as much as they usually do. And of course, they did lose this year. I think was the year that they lost their pick for Deflategate, their final.
Right.
I was reading on Twitter, somebody said it's finally over now. Everyone's served their suspensions,
Yep.
lost their picks. We can put it to rest. Okay, so what did you think about their draft? I mean, a couple guys, 4 guys, not big names, but it seems like they went this year for guys that they wanted. They traded their number 1 pick for Cooks. They got Gillislee, the running back. So do you like this strategy better where, hey, we got some good guys,
right,
or would you rather have the really young guys who will have longer? They'll have longer.
To me, I mean, they kind of just filled their needs, like you said, before the draft. I mean, I think that Brandon Cooks trade, I think that was a great trade. I think that's going to do huge things for this team. Brady gets another weapon, another young weapon. I mean, you talk about, do you want the young guys coming up through the draft, or do you want these older guys? I mean, Brandon Cooks is still really young. So, I mean, it's kind of like you just got a wide receiver who can perform well.
You're not going to get him in the first round.
Exactly, yeah. So they kind of just took care of their needs before the draft. And I mean, I like it. I think, what's
Gillislee.
Gillislee.
The running back, I think they gave up a 5th-round pick for that from the Bills.
I saw a stat on him where maybe it was like yards after contact, or he had some stat where he was like the best bulldozing running back in the league or something like that. So, I mean, I think Bill knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously he does. I mean, everything.
Right, and it looks like LeGarrette Blount is probably done.
Right.
Because they maybe were going to sign one more running back, maybe 2, but because the style Gillislee is, Blount's probably done.
I think Blount is done. I think Blount will want way more money than what they would pay him. But now I don't even think they would sign him, even if it was cheap.
Right.
I think they have just too many running backs. There's no room for him.
And so it looks like, obviously, they kept Butler, they kept Garoppolo, they have Gilmore. It looks like they're loading up for Brady's next 2 years, and then I know he wants to play 6 or 7 more years, but just might not happen. So they're clearly the favorites going into this next season, and probably favorites for the next couple seasons.
Yeah.
YCN Sports Talk Picks of the Week are brought to you by Salt Hill Pub, with locations in Lebanon, Hanover, Newport, and Newberry. Whether you're in the mood for a quick lunch, a great steak, their signature fish and chips, a fresh salad, or the best burger in town, Salt Hill Pub has you covered. And yes, everything on their lunch and dinner menu is available for takeout.
All right, here we go. 4 picks this week, both semifinal matchups, both leagues, and we'll start with games tonight. Raptors and Cavs. Cavs, we talked about, they're already up 1-0.
Yep.
Can they keep home court advantage and win tonight?
I don't think there's a good chance. I'm going with the Cavs. I mean, LeBron, Kyrie, Kevin Love, it's just way too good of a team.
Right.
They're definitely going to win this one.
And if anything, the rust would have shown in Game 1 by having 8 days off. We talked about that. They won in Game 1 without a problem.
Yep.
I agree. I take the Cavs as well. Going over to the Western Conference, Game 2, Rockets Spurs. Can the Spurs even that series up, or the Rockets got another trick up their sleeve?
I mean, this is a tough one to call. I think the Rockets, like you said, if they play well, they can definitely win. I think they can take down almost any team, basically, if they play as well as they can. But I'm going with the safe bet. I'm going with the Spurs. I think the Spurs are the second best team behind the Warriors in the league. So I think Kawhi Leonard, who some consider the MVP, is going to lead his team.
And I think Greg Popovich, obviously a great coach, he's going to make adjustments. He's not going to let the Rockets beat him again. I go with the Spurs as well. Going over to our series, Celtics and Wizards. Celtics going on the road. They're up 2-0. Can they do it?
I don't think the Celtics will sweep this one. I don't think they're going to win both of these games in Washington, but I think the Celtics will win this game.
Right.
I think they're going to take the momentum of the first 2 wins and really 6 wins in a row. I think they're going to get that 7th win. So I'm going with the Celtics just for that reason.
That would be a good win, and then maybe they can get some rest because, as we talked about, Cavs should probably win pretty handily. But I think Washington goes back home. I think John Wall, Bradley Beal are just a little too much. Okay, this last one, Jazz Warriors, not a lot to say about this one.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Jazz are a good team with Gordon Hayward, as we said before, but I'm going with the Warriors. I think they're the best team in the league. Even if I think one of their big guys is out, I think the rest of the guys will step up. They just have that deep of a roster, so easy pick with the Warriors.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think the Warriors get that one and really maybe lose one game at most in that series. Yep. Don't forget, YCN Sports Talk premieres every Wednesday night at 7:30 p.m. Thanks for watching.